Welcome to Sage Advice, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Here we explore herbal medicine, natural health, and the fascinating ways our bodies are designed to heal and thrive. From the microbiome to medicinal plants to plant oils, we'll uncover practical insights that help you understand your personal health in a whole new way. I'm Karen Mallinger, the Herb Gal, and I'm so glad you're here. So let's learn, grow, and together, let's get better. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss a thing. Last week, we talked about some practical approaches to natural gut health. Hopefully, you were able to take some of those suggestions and fit them into your daily routines. This week, we're looking at natural energy for women over 40. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why? Have you ever needed a nap by 2 p.m. or wondered where your energy disappeared to after age 40? See if you can identify with this. Somewhere along the way, you were told that exhaustion is just part of life after 40. You're busy, you're aging, you're juggling responsibilities. Of course, you're tired. But what if feeling exhausted all the time isn't normal? What if your fatigue isn't a sign that you're getting older, but a message from your body that something needs attention? This week, we're going to address why I'm tired all the time isn't a personality trait, the connection between stress and energy depletion, blood sugar highs and crashes, sleep quality versus sleep quantity, perimenopause and hormonal shifts, iron, B vitamins, magnesium, and nutrient depletion, adaptogenic herbs versus stimulants, why more coffee isn't the answer, and building sustainable energy instead of chasing quick fixes. So let's get started. Let's stop chasing energy and start building it. For many women over 40, exhaustion has become so common that it feels normal. We joke about needing coffee to function. We push through fatigue because there are things to do and people counting on us. We assume being tired is just part of getting older. But constant exhaustion isn't a personality trait, it's information. Your body is trying to tell you something. Today, we're talking about natural energy for women over 40, not quick fixes, miracle supplements, or another cup of coffee. We're going to explore why energy changes during this stage of life and what we can do to support it naturally and sustainably. Personally, I'm tired of fighting against the seasons of life and have decided to support them and approach them with dignity and grace. I'm 70 years old, and when I see women my age trying to look 40 or act 20, it makes me a little sick to my stomach. I'm just saying. I want to embrace all this new season has to offer. Come with me, won't you? Many women wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. They are busy, productive, always helping others, which are all good things. But fatigue isn't a sign that you're doing life correctly necessarily. Energy is one of the body's most important feedback systems. When your energy is consistently low, it's often a signal that something is out of balance. Maybe you're under chronic stress. Maybe your sleep is not restorative. Maybe your blood sugar is on a roller coaster. Or maybe your hormones are shifting. The good news is that fatigue is not something we simply have to accept. Let's start with one of the biggest energy thieves, stress. I know. I've talked ad nauseum about stress, and you're probably all sick of it. But the fact of the matter is that stress affects so many things in our lives, and we are living in a time that is identified by stress. When we experience stress, our bodies release cortisol and adrenaline. In the short term, that's helpful. These hormones are designed to help us respond to challenges. We discussed previously how the modern state of stress rarely ends. Work deadlines, family responsibilities, financial concerns, the constant stimulation of our devices all play into keeping us in this constant state that is depleting our resources and, yes, ladies, making us age quicker. One often overlooked cause of fatigue is blood sugar imbalance. Imagine starting your morning with a sweet coffee and a muffin. Your blood sugar rises quickly. Your body releases insulin. Then your blood sugar drops. A few hours later, you're reaching for another coffee, a snack, or something sugary to get through the afternoon. The result? Energy spikes that are followed by energy crashes. This is not a long-term or a sustainable solution. Steady energy comes from balanced meals that include protein, healthy fats, fiber, and complex carbohydrates. Your body craves that stability. Many women tell me, I get 8 hours of sleep, but I'm still exhausted. Well, that might be because the sleep quantity and the sleep quality are not the same thing. You can spend 8 hours in bed and still have poor quality sleep. If you're waking frequently, experiencing stress or anxiety, having blood sugar fluctuations overnight, dealing with hormonal changes, or sleeping in a room that's too warm or too bright. Restorative sleep is when your body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and replenishes energy stores. So it's critical not only to get enough sleep, but also to get quality, deep sleep. Sometimes improving sleep quality creates more energy than any supplement ever could. If you're in your 40s or early 50s, hormones may be playing a larger role than you realize. During perimenopause, estrogen and progesterone levels fluctuate, and these shifts can affect your sleep, your mood, your stress resilience, your blood sugar regulation, and your energy production. Many women notice that the habits that worked in their 50s no longer seem effective. That's because your body is changing. This isn't a sign of failure. I'd invite you to look at it as an invitation to support yourself in a different way. Let's check your nutrients. At this stage of life, several nutrients are critical for you because your bodies rely on nutrients to create energy. When these key nutrients are low, your energy production will suffer. First is iron. It helps carry oxygen throughout the body. Low iron levels can contribute to fatigue, weakness, and poor concentration. B vitamins. They play a critical role in converting food into usable energy and supporting your nervous system. These are especially critical for my vegan and vegetarian friends. Magnesium. It's involved in hundreds of biochemical processes, including energy production, muscle function, stress regulation, and sleep quality. If you're constantly exhausted and your nutrient status is worth discussing with your healthcare provider and your favorite herbalist. When energy drops, many people reach for stimulants. Coffee, energy drinks, sugary snacks. These can provide temporary energy, but they don't solve the underlying issue. And you know me, I'm all about root causes. So let's stop dealing with the symptoms and fix this thing. This is where adaptogenic herbs become interesting. Adaptogens don't force energy. Their purpose is to help you adapt to the stress and your current surroundings and support resilience over time. There are no quick fixes, ladies. Sorry. Some commonly used adaptogenic herbs include ashwagandha, rhodiola, eleuthero root, nettle, red raspberry leaf, and peppermint. Let's get together and talk about which of these may be best in your unique situation. Think of stimulants as flooring the gas pedal. Adaptogens, on the other hand, are more like helping tune the engine. As always, herbs aren't one size fits all, and it's important to choose the right herb for your unique situation. I can help you with that. Coffee is not the enemy. I have a lovely bittersweet coffee with stevia and cream every single day. 1 cup. It has natural cocoa, stevia, and cream, all good for you in small amounts. Many of us enjoy coffee, and for most people, moderate consumption can be part of a healthy lifestyle. So I'm not telling you have to give up your coffee. The problem occurs when coffee becomes the only energy strategy. I remember in my bad old days when I would down at least 4 20-ounce coffees before noon. I'm not kidding, and my body paid for it. If you're using caffeine to compensate for poor sleep, chronic stress, nutrient depletion, or blood sugar imbalances, you are essentially borrowing energy from tomorrow, and eventually that bill comes due. Instead of asking, how can I get more energy right now? Try asking, why is my body struggling to make energy in the first place? Because that's where the real answers are found. True energy comes from supporting the foundations of health. That means prioritizing restorative sleep, managing stress before it becomes overwhelming, eating balanced meals that support blood sugar stability, moving your body regularly without over-exercising, spending time outdoors, supporting nutrient needs, and using herbs thoughtfully and consistently. Sustainable energy isn't about pushing harder. It's about creating the conditions that allow your body to thrive. If you've been telling yourself that exhaustion is just part of being a woman over 40, I hope today's conversation has offered a different perspective. Fatigue is not a character flaw, and it's certainly not laziness. It's also not a personality trait. Your body is always communicating with you. When energy is low, it's often asking for support, balance, and restoration, not another cup of coffee or a little more willpower. Remember, the goal isn't endless productivity. The goal is to feel well enough to fully enjoy the life you're working so hard to create. You were not meant to simply survive your 40s, 50s, and beyond. You were meant to thrive in them. Next week, we're going to discuss why many wellness conversations are rooted in shame, but true healing requires partnership with the body. For many women, the relationship with their body has been shaped by decades of dieting, criticism, comparison, and the belief that health only comes after reaching a certain number on the scale. But what if healing starts somewhere else? We'll touch on concepts of body trust, how chronic dieting can disconnect us from our body's natural wisdom, and why self-criticism may be creating more stress than motivation. We'll talk about the surprising connection between emotional well-being, inflammation, and your nervous system, and why feeling safe in your own body may be one of the most important foundations for lasting health. We'll also discuss what compassionate wellness really looks like and how sustainable health habits are built from self-respect, not self-punishment. If you've ever felt like you're constantly fighting your body instead of working with it, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Join me next week as we explore whether healing is really possible when we're at war with ourselves and how a different approach might change everything. Until then, take good care of yourself and remember, Energy isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate. So until next week, let's get better.